Hey guys, it's a nice day out here today, so I'm going to try to get these bunk beds tackled. Let me show you where I live. So this is our house. It's a sweet log cabin, super cool. I'll show you more. It is cold out here. I don't think it's 53. Of course, we're in the shade because our whole house is surrounded by big old trees, so we're not sunny like the properties next to us, unfortunately. So this is my spray paint setup for the bunk beds. I've got a cloth tarp laid down here so that I don't spray paint my driveway. Ideally, you don't want to spray paint when it's windy. It is a little bit breezy right now, so I may do some and then come back, tackle some later. Okay, so I've got all my pieces out. Again, prep work. Took all the handles off my drawers. We sanded all the surfaces down. We wiped all the surfaces off so that there's no dust remaining on them. I had a big little crack that kind of ran along right there on the desk portion, so I've just taken some silicone clear caulking and I've just filled that kind of crack in. It wasn't a big deal, but I have a 4-year-old, so I just see everything as crumb catchers. You see that cool thing over there? My husband and I have a problem with buying vehicles, and he took this off of a friend's hands. He was trying to leave really fast and move for whatever reason, and so we bought it. We thought about repurposing it, but I think we're just gonna end up selling it. It's really cool. It's a 1951 Dodge Power Wagon used in the Korean War, and then they put it on Panama base and use it as a fire truck. So that's why it's now red instead of the army green with a big ambulance cross on the side that you're probably used to seeing. My dad actually drove a 1953 in the Korean War, so he thought this was really rad. And everything runs on it. The only thing that doesn't run on this is, you can see inside of it. It's super cool. We have all the paperwork and cool books that go with it. And the back is really clean too. So, anyway, I always think, gosh, I wonder how many dead bodies that thing has carried and how many diseases and weird stuff, because that's just what I'm into. That's why I worked in the medical field. I guess it was for me. So back to the spray painting the bunks. Okay, cellophane also really nice friend of yours, just to cover up things that you don't want sprayed. I covered up the cord back there. I've covered up the light, this corkboard back here. I'm gonna color that something fun for her, so I didn't want a bunch of black on there and just easier for me to paint later. So I just put cellophane over it and it just adhered by itself. It really works nice. Quick little trick there. And if you guys have never spray painted, it's an easy task to master. I have in my hand just some satin black, trying to get as close to the original color here. This is Rust-Oleum's 2 times the Ultra Cover. It's supposed to cover twice as much as a regular can. Honestly, I've used both. I don't notice a huge difference. So if there's a big price difference when you're buying things, you can just go with the regular. I think you'll be just as satisfied with it. I have 4 cans of this to cover this piece, the bed, the ladder. There's 7 drawer covers, and then this desk. I don't know why I'm out of focus. There we go. So since it's the same color, I think we'll be golden with that number. If you're painting a different color over your, if I was going to paint it purple, then I probably have to end up buying some additional cans of spray paint. When you're spray painting, ideal conditions 50 to 90 degrees, and you want to do short, quick strokes. You don't want to hold your nozzle down for a long period of time because you'll end up with drip marks, and then it just doesn't look nice. Okay, I'll go ahead and give you an example here. So let me show you a side I haven't really tackled. So down here, kind of scratched up. We're just gonna go over here. Short, quick strokes. Okay. Now, if I chose the same sheen, it should be pretty, I know it looks really different right in here. That's just the light. But when it dries and it's not so wet looking, it matches really well. Because I've done that on this section here, and it's turning out pretty clean. I'm pretty excited. If you guys have any questions about spray painting, you know, depending on the weather, it'll take different times to dry, different drying times. If it's super hot, it'll dry really quick. Up here, it's cold and shady. It's gonna take a little while to dry. You wanna make sure that your first coat is nice and dry before you spray over it. Otherwise, it'll get really tacky and it'll peel off easily. We don't want that. We want nice, long-lasting coverage. Okay, so I will show you what everything looks like after I get spray painted, and if you have any comments, problems that you guys have, let me know. Talk to you later.